What job do you have no respect for? There are debt collectors who call relatives of the deceased to pay off their debts when they are not legally obligated to. LPT. If you ever have one of these people come to your door, don't sign anything. They're lost and say bullshit, like they need you to confirm they at least tried, so the debt can be wiped away, or you need to confirm your inability to pay due to your financial situation. Don't sign it. Don't sign anything. Edit. Thanks for the gold. I once interviewed at a debt collector because I was bored and curious. Wasn't interested in the job. Made it past all the pre-checks and had interview/roleplay session with a collected trainer guy. Holy fuck. In one example, the right answer to collecting on old unsecured credit card debt was essentially try to find assets of a rather poor person and, in this case, try to convince them to sell their free and clear owned truck to settle it at 100% of the debt's face value, which is about the worst personal decision a person could make. Never talk to these people. On the flip side, and X's uncle was a retired Irish lawyer that took on collection agencies for fun, recorded the calls, and coached people on things to say to set them up to do stupid things. One I remember was a collector that actually threatened to kill someone's dog. WTF. Then took all the money he could from them for the legal/etc violations, most going to the client. He loved it. I had my identity stolen once, and I had debt collectors hounding me while I was trying to sort everything out. Then after getting everything sorted and proved my identity was stolen, I still got phone calls for a while where they would just tell me to pay the debt anyway. I ended up threatening them with legal action because they would continue to call at all hours of the day and night. Even though it was largely just a bluff on my end and I didn't look into any legalities, it worked, because I don't think they called me after that. But it was a nightmare. They emailed me some forms to fill out to confirm my identity fraud case, but they couldn't accept the filled out documents by email or regular mail, and would only take a fax. Luckily I work in an office with a fax machine, because I don't know anyone these days who owns a fax machine. Lol. Where I live, tax info was leaked, and now scammers are targeting low-income individuals/families, people earning under $30,000 per year, with e-transfer scams. I got one the other day that was an e-transfer warning that $240 a family member sent me was about to expire. This is an underrated comment. Creflo Dollar, Jolestein, Pat Robertson, insert mega pastor here. Complete scumbags preying on people's faith while enriching themselves and doing jack shit for the needy. Fuck those guys. MLM managers. Not the low-level idiots that get suckered into it. They suck too for trying to bring new people into that shit show. But the people who create them know exactly what they are doing and are pretty much the only ones who profit off of it. Should be illegal. Pyramid schemes are illegal. None of them ever get the just desserts, except occasionally by vigilantes, I assume. A girl I know has been on an MLM for 2 years now, and she posts every day the same shit and gets the same people commenting every single day, and lately she went on a vacation paid by the company. I was interested in knowing where you had to stand in the ranking to be paid that vacation. Basically all you needed is to spend $3,000 in the company so they can pay you a 603-day trip to Cuba and do meeting all day long. Guys, it's a typo obviously. All of my vacations are paid for by my company or my wife's. Basically, they pay us money and then we use some of that money to go on vacation. And the scammers, I'm sorry, but what they are doing is wrong, and they know it. I couldn't live with myself doing that to someone else. Edit. I don't consider this a job either. It's criminal. I worked in a call center, and I got fired because I would get about halfway through then start dropping subtle, then less subtle hints, until they hung up about it being a scam. Solid money for the very short time I worked there though. Those journalists who write clickbait articles. The ones where you wade through page after page of deliberately prolonged text and ads to get to the bit you want to read. I met Jack Gleeson, King Joffrey from Game of Thrones, at a bus stop in Dublin. Really nice guy, but he said he quit acting due to people being dicks online and constant hounding from paparazzi. He's happier now, but it sucks that he was pushed away from a career he was quite good at. I remember reading that George R.R. Martin personally congratulated Jack for acting the part of Joffrey so well that the fans really hated him. People are so fucking dumb they can't separate characters from the actors who portray them. Morons. In a similar vein, I remember seeing a clip where several cast members were signing autographs, and one girl gets everyone's autograph until she gets to Lena Headey and just says ugh. Fucking bitch and moves on. So unless they had some prior beef that only they knew about, this was another dumbass who thinks the characters they see on TV are real people. Scammers that scam old people via phone calls. Edit. Okay, this blew up, so I'll add a few things. This isn't a job in the traditional sense, but loads of call centers in India hire people to do this. You got to go through interviews and get paid a salary and commission. I was inspired by Mark Rober's latest video on tackling these scammers for this comment, but I appreciate Kit Boga and all the other guys doing great work wasting the scammers' time or exposing these fraudsters. No, this isn't old people's fault if they fall for it, because they had decades of experience, because when you get to a certain age your mental capacity reverts and you could become easily confused and misled, hence why I specifically said old people and not scammers that scam everyone. Something comparable on the same scale would be child kidnappers, but that's a separate category. The majority of the Indian population hates these guys as well, and these scammers are a small portion of the population. But if you watch Mark's video on YouTube, a lot of these scam corporations are protected by corrupt politicians and police, so let's all do our part and shut these guys down. High-level people in hospitals, admin, CEOs, etc. Majorly detached from what's actually going on in their facilities, or just don't care and implement policies that can legitimately be dangerous for patients so that they can get their bonus. People in sales that rely on cold calling to sell their useless products, who intentionally target elderly populations